geographical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. Symbol rate 29,950 mega symbols per second. Standard DVB-S2. Modulation 8 PSK. Audio PID 510. We wish you good reception conditions. Hello, this is Daniel Biltz with the news, the headlines. The Senate and the Chamber of Deputies in Bucharest have commenced a new parliamentary session. The President of Parliament in the neighboring Republic of Moldova has thanked Romania for its consistent support during the 3 decades since the country proclaimed its independence. And the challenges on the international arena are a driving force for the adaptation and reinvention of diplomacy to serve more efficiently the best interest of the state and its citizens, said Romanian Foreign Minister Bogdan Aurescu on Romanian Diplomacy Day, September the 1st. The bicameral legislature in Bucharest on Wednesday convened for a fresh parliamentary session. MPs designated their leading structures, except for the presidents of the 2 chambers, who are elected for the entire mandate of the present legislature. High on the agenda, the law of the so-called vulnerable consumer, dismantling the special section for the investigation of offences committed by magistrates, as well as another law known as No Criminals in Public Office. The opposition is threatening with a censure motion against the government, PNL, USR Plus, UDMR, which is currently seeing tensions concerning the National Investment Programme. Speaking in the opening of the Parliament session, Romanian President Klaus Iohannis said that people's confidence in Parliament is low because politicians don't fulfill their pledges and they need to adjust their agendas to meet the citizens' real needs. According to the Romanian President, some of the reforms are still pending, and he has called on the MPs to prove to the Romanians they respect them. The visit paid to Romania by Igor Grosu, the president of the parliament in the neighboring ex-Soviet Romanian-speaking Republic of Moldova, is a historic one. Ludovic Orban, the president of the Chamber of Deputies in Romania, said on Wednesday. According to him, Moldova now has a majority which is sending clear signals of democratization, European integration, and friendly cooperation. In turn, the Moldovan official said that after years of wandering, the Republic of Moldova is coming back to the right way, a way of the Western type of development and modernization, and Romania is the main advocate of this country on its way towards European accession and integration. The Moldovan official has thanked Romania for its consistent support for the past 30 years since the country declared its independence. He also mentioned the humanitarian support Romania gave during the pandemic, which saved hundreds or maybe thousands of lives. The challenges on the international arena are a driving force for the adaptation and reinvention of diplomacy to serve more efficiently the best interests of the state and its citizens, said Romanian Foreign Minister Bogdan Aurescu on Romania Diplomacy Day, September the 1st. Rooted in sustainable values and objectives, Romanian diplomacy has in the last year built and developed important landmarks in the construction of a more resilient Romania, the minister also said. He added that the process of reflection and strategic planning for the coming period will continue at the annual meeting of Romanian diplomacy to be held online between the 7th and the 9th of September, and discussing the role of the diplomatic service in consolidating Romania's resilience. Between the 1st and the 30th of September, Radio Romania is hosting the 9th edition of the Grand Prix Nova Radio Drama International Festival, held exclusively online this year. This edition, which is dedicated to innovation in radio drama, is available at www.grandprixnova.ro and www.eteatru.ro. The festival is divided into 3 sections: radio drama, short forms and binaural, bringing together 40 productions from around the world. Romanian Health Minister Ioana Mihailă and Education Minister Sorin Câmpeanu signed a common order about the new school year, which gets underway on the 13th of September. Wearing face masks will be mandatory in school, and children will also be able to use textile masks if they comply with certain criteria. Depending on the infection rate in each locality, published every Friday on the website of the Public Health Directorate, the authorities will decide whether learning moves online in the following week. Classes will be held in person in all nursery schools, kindergartens, and schools below an infection rate of 6 per 1,000 inhabitants. Above this rate, only nursery schools and kindergartens will remain open, with school children moving to online teaching with the exception of special learning. And that was the news.
Parliament is set to start a new session today. I'm Vlad Palcu with a report by Bogdan Matei. The first day of autumn will open a new session of the Romanian Parliament in Bucharest. The number one priority of the ruling coalition is the law on vulnerable consumers. Already adopted by the Senate, the bill is on the agenda of the Chamber of Deputies and will provide financial state support to families with low income, helping them pay one energy bill. The Social Democrats in opposition have called for the swift debate and adoption of the law, claiming it should take effect this cold season, not starting January 2022, as the government had proposed. The Social Democrats also want a mechanism for capping prices in the event the market reports an artificial price hike. Coalition leaders are expected to decide on the way they want to eliminate the special section for investigating crime and justice, which both Romanian and foreign experts claim it was a useless institution, aimed at intimidating magistrates and blocking the fight against corruption. All voices within the ruling coalition have agreed to disband the section, although they have not yet reached a consensus on how to do that. The Social Democrats also want to debate and swiftly adopt a bill titled No More Criminals in Public Office, a topic which for years has been upheld by the right wing. The Social Democrats also plan on filing a no-confidence motion against Sorin Câțu's cabinet. Most pundits say the Social Democrats now enjoy a very comfortable position, considering recent polls. The frustration and anxiety of Romanian society has become transparent in surveys as well, as 2/3 of respondents say things are not going well in Romania. In the event of the election, 35% of respondents would vote for PSD, while only 21% for PNL. AUR would grab the third largest number of votes, followed by the USR Plus alliance. As always, UDMR is barely meeting the electoral threshold of 5%. The coalition is far from working smoothly and is yet to meet some of the promises made in the election campaign, such as eliminating the special section and returning to the two-ballot system for the local election. Finally, this autumn both PNL as well as the USR Plus alliance are due to host special congresses to elect a new leadership. Traditionally, this occasions a fierce infighting, sprayed with blows below the belt and scandals that often make headlines. And that has wrapped up our newscast. Next in this program, sports.
Welcome to Rai Sports Club with me, Latamara Simeon. On Thursday, Romania's football team resumed the qualifiers for next year's World Cup in Qatar. The Romanian team will take on in Reykjavik the team of Iceland in the fourth match played in preliminary Group J. It will be followed by the match with Liechtenstein on Sunday in Bucharest. Then next Wednesday, Romania's footballers will be up against the team of Northern Macedonia in Skopje. Of the three matches played so far, Romania has only won one, namely the debut match 3-2 with Northern Macedonia on March 25th. On March 28th, Romania's footballers were defeated on home turf 0-1 by Germany. And 3 days later in Yerevan, they lost for the first time to Armenia, scored 2-3. At this moment in Group J, Armenia is on first position with 9 points out of 9. It is followed by Northern Macedonia and Germany with 6 points each. Romania and Iceland are ranked on the last two places in the group, with 3 points each being separated by the goal average. For the matches with Iceland, Liechtenstein and Northern Macedonia, the coach of the Romanian national football team, Mirel Rădoi, summoned 6 newcomers: goalkeeper Marian Ioani and defender Virgil Ghiță from Farul Constanța. Midfielders Andrei Corda from FCSB and Marius Marin from the Italian team Pisa. Defender Andrei Raciu from the Spanish team Huesca, and striker Jovan Markovic from Universitatea Craiova. Of the established players, the striker Florin Tănase, the captain of FCSB team, Romania's past champions, will be missing as he injured his right ankle in the last match played by his club team in League One, and he left the national team's training camp in Mogoșoaia. The team selected by Rădoi is made up of relatively young footballers with not much experience in